Oh! Oh! Was is that? 6 linked as well? Well, that's pretty much exactly what I was looking for. Wait, there's a fucking 4K armor chest there as well. What is that? With PDR. Yo guys, welcome to the video. This is Josh or Milky, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the new league mechanic in Path of Exile and everything I've learned so far, what I've been using to make some currency or just to upgrade my gear. And there is a lot of it, right? The Genesis tree is, if you haven't used it yet, very, very strong. If you have used it, you probably know what I'm going to be talking about for the most part. But there are some little things we should talk about. So let's start from the very basics, right? You're gonna meet Eilith in like literally Act 1, the second zone. She's gonna bring you to this zone, and then when you speak to her, she's gonna give you a quest, and that is to get what's called Graftblood. And this Graftblood is gonna be your currency basically to use within the Genesis tree. And as you get more of that, you're gonna level up and you're gonna get more points to spend on the Genesis tree. You've also got to complete some like quest elements or some like items you can find, or if you complete a breach for the first time where it like you fully expand the bar and then kill the boss. There's a few things like that where you're going to get extra points, but more often than not, it's just from the quests and finding those body parts. The Graft Locker itself is very nice. The GGG added this. If you click this affinity button down here at the bottom, you can make it so everything that you control click into your stash will instead go to the Graft Locker instead of going into your stash or just clogging up your inventory, right? And then for the grafts themselves, we'll get into in a second. So this Graftblood that we're going to need, how exactly do you get it? Well, you get a chunk of it whenever you complete a breach encounter. Either of there are like 4. There's the one where you have to defend Eilith, which will be the first one you have to do. The second one, which you're probably not going to complete that often in the campaign, unless you're on a very specific build, is just like the normal breach, right? It expands out, you kill monsters, and then this time it stabilizes and you have to kill the monsters at the end. And doing so rewards you with some loot and some Graftblood. The next one would be the Fortress, and this is going to be the biggest bulk of the Graftblood that you get, because in T16 basically when I complete them I get about 6,000 Graftblood, so that's like the biggest chunk that I get. Obviously you're going to want upgraded grafts. These do have a capacity. This one goes up to 10,000, you can see here. So you do need to get them leveled up if you're going to hoard Graftblood for whatever reason, which it's not unreasonable to do. Obviously, you do get more skill points, which makes your Graftblood like better to use. So you can absolutely do that. Now, another way is a mod that you might have noticed as I hovered over my grafts is 25% increased Graftblood gained. Now, a lot of people are going to be pretty maybe annoyed about this, that this is even a mod. This mod essentially serves as 50% more loot from the league mechanic. Yeah, that's about it, right? You get more Graftblood, which is the limiting resource for the league mechanic, and you get to use it more often. So, yep, it's pseudo MF in a way. You have to get this on your grafts in order to get 50% more loot from the league mechanic. I'm sorry to be the messenger on that one, but you are absolutely going to want to get these on your hands. Outside of that, one that I've noticed, this isn't really going to be about the strength of any of these, but one that I will tell you about is the Return to Dust. And you can see on this I have cooldown recovery and increased damage. This does enormous damage. As you can see there, it's like up to 206k, and then that's not even considering the mod itself. So it's going up to 400k. I got one of these on a recommendation from somebody when I was just about to hit 2 stones, and this like tripled my damage against single target, because 1, it automatically triggers off screen, or like almost off screen. 2, it just does an extraordinary amount of damage. Now, I'm not playing the best bossing build in the world, but this damage, I genuinely don't know where I would have been without it. So a very, very good graft if you need one for damage is the Return to Dust, which you can get by speccing into the Ulnatol Curation node down here, which gives 400% increased chance for birth grafts to be all grafts. The one that I just showed is an all graft. But that brings us nicely into the Genesis tree, which is where you're going to be doing a lot of your cooking. There are 5 different trees, one for grafts, one for mysterious loot, which essentially means everything that isn't included here: stack decks, divination cards, scarabs, maps. You can also birth the resource that you need to actually, the womb gift they're called, which is what you consume in order to like to spit out an item or a number of items. Then we have equipment, uniques, and currency. So in order to do this, what you'd do is you'd come in, you can click on the story, and then if you control click one of these, it will automatically, do I have enough? I do. So it'll just then spawn 2 items. There you go. Simple as that. Now, the hard part, obviously, or hard, is very simple compared to some league mechanics we've had in the past, especially if you're someone that maybe started playing in and around Necropolis. You'll know how convoluted that was. This, albeit, is still a little bit convoluted if you're very new to the game, but the basic principles hold true to this. You click the modifiers that you want, and on this side, you remove the ones you don't, right? So if I'll show you an example, something that I typically do, if I ever want to upgrade my gear and I'm like, all right, I need helmets, I'll come in. It's free to respec, so I can just click all these. I can go, all right, armor. It would be helmet, right? I want an int strength helmet, which I would do like this to block the dexterity. And then you'd go through and you just click through them for the ones that are most likely to be what you need, right? So defense modifiers, let me block. Let's say, let's block. There's no speed or anything on helmet, so it doesn't really matter for this one. Let's get more chaos modifiers. Try to get chaos res. Let's get less life, because I just want, for whatever reason, I don't want life. Reduced crit, even though there's no crit on helmet. But you can, like, obviously it doesn't hold true for everything. And then less fire, because I'm capped on fire res, let's say. That is as simple as it gets, right? Now, there are obviously nuance to this, and there are going to be some items that have specific mods that by raising the weigher and lowering others makes it like a 90% chance to get quite a rare modifier. There's probably a few examples like that, but those, to my knowledge, haven't been found yet, and I haven't found any. So then we do that, and, you know, you'd spit out a helmet with defense modifiers and, unfortunately, no chaos res. You can also get the fracture, so fractures are going to be very cheap this league. And another big thing early on, I should have probably led with this, use this to get your early sixling. So you can, as early as your tree looks like, when this is your tree, you have a really good chance to get at least a 5 link, because you will roll the sockets and links 160 times per item, which makes it quite likely to get a 5 or 6 link. And then when you start adding in things like additional items, you obviously get more tries at it, so you want to click all the things that give you additional item spawns, and before you know it, you can have a 6 link, right? The best item I've made so far from this, well, I've actually made 2. I made a triple ES titanium spirit shield, not this one. This I did make with the lead mechanic though, but I did make like a 500 ES shield. Didn't hit my shaper slam, sadly. I made this chest, which is just unbelievable. It just, all these 5 mods were just on the chest. Not a single thing I did to it afterwards other than the implicits in the crafted modifier, right? Those 5 mods that are on the item dropped that way. So you can get some pretty crazy stuff. Also, it drops 6 linked. Yeah, so you can get some insane stuff, and there are going to be some really cool recipes that people figure out. Unfortunately, I don't have like some GG crafts and flips you can do right now, and I imagine a lot of those will be like obsolete the moment anyone shares them. But the main thing I would like you to take away from this mechanic is engage with it. It's way less daunting. Well, I can't tell you what's daunting to you, but it's way less stressful and like nuanced and difficult than Necropolis. It's as simple as click the mods you want, remove the ones you don't. And if you are someone that wants to use Path of Exile, you can do it, and you can input the like numbers to see it. I haven't used this yet. I tried it out for an example, and you can basically generate sample items. That's it. You can use that if you like. Okay, uniques. I've been doing a lot of unique ones. I've had one good hit, which was an explode ring. If you don't know, the barracks rings can drop with shock. Enemies explode and ignited enemies explode, and you can actually get them together, and those are worth like up to 10 divines. So yeah, I'm going for rings, belts, jewels. There's also like unnatural instinct, which becomes that it allows you to allocate the notable passives within radius instead of the smalls. And then obviously belts for stuff like Headhunter. Headhunter comes with Culling Strike, or you can have it not give you the rare modifiers, and instead you just have permanent Soul Eater. So yeah, some very cool stuff on uniques. I haven't seen them all. I haven't actually looked on TLIDB because I thought I'd like to experience them like as they happen. So I don't really know with any foresight what is best to go. I just took what I thought was cool based on what I'd seen so far. And then currency. I did get 2 divines from this early on, but I haven't had one since, like very early on. Haven't had any since, but you obviously have the chance for like 20 divines. Maybe you have the chance for 10 mirrors. Who knows? I doubt they'd make it possible to get 10 mirrors because it's just, who needs 10 mirrors? The only thing you can do with those is nefarious. So yeah, I doubt you can get mirrors, but yeah, you can maybe drop like 10 locks or something like that, which would be cool. And that's it for the trees. So yep, TLDR, engage with the lead mechanic as you would. Get Graftblood. Make sure you craft your grafts with the Graftblood gained, because it does come out as 50% increased loot from the league mechanic. Do your hive fortresses and your hive colonies as often as you can, because they give big juice ups for your Graftblood. And then spend your Graftblood to either upgrade your gear, which is what I've been using it for, or just to shout some currency, uniques, scarabs, stack decks, and maybe more all grafts. As I think as people min-max these, they're obviously going to get better. As people really min-max them and find really good setups, you're going to want to be able to craft them with the foul-born currency that you get from the tree. That's the stuff here, right? Exalted implant, augmentation implant, regal implant, that kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm sorry there isn't like any like more crazy stuff I can share with you. That's pretty much it for now. I'm going to keep, you know, plucking away at it and seeing what I can find. But it's yeah, it's been a fun league start. I'm really enjoying my build. I'm enjoying the league mechanic. If you are interested in what I've been farming, I've been doing like destructive play with heist and betrayal. It's been a good time. Been selling unrevealed. Sorry, I've been selling revealed blueprints, syndicate medallions, all flames, scarabs, maps. Or yeah, tier 17 maps. I've been doing my memory threads to try and get the invites to the new feared boss. I've done most of my progress. I think I'm missing just a feared myself. I have all my 115. And I'm missing 2 from quest, which is the feared and the remembered. The remembered is the new one with the memory thread guys. So I'm working on those. Yep. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.